Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. And it is again my favorite time of the year, just like that. It's a Christmas carol that always goes through my head when it's time to talk about album retreat. So my box has arrived. I've got it right here. I have not opened it. So we are going to unbox it. I'm going to show you what is included in the 2026 virtual album retreat. So this is an event that will be hosted by Stampin' Up! And you can order the kit. It comes to you. You open it. You get to create 10 layouts with them. It's got all of the content except for a few additional supplies, but I will actually go through those at the end. But okay, so virtual album retreat. If you're interested in purchasing it, the link to my shopping website is in the description of the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I might not always know the answer. I do know some of the answers, but if I don't, I can look into it and see if I can help you out. But so it is happening April 29th to May 1st, 2026 from 2 to 9 Mountain Time. Okay, first question. Do I have to watch it live? Absolutely not. Sometimes, right, that time frame doesn't work out for everybody. Typically when I do it, for example, I do actually do a few of them live and then I leave it and I come back either the next morning and I work on some of the ones that I didn't do with them live, or I wait kind of till the weekend when I have a nice block of time and then I work on them. Because when somebody else is creating live, maybe necessarily you can't keep up with them, right? But you can always pause the videos as they're going. You can watch them later. For example, my sister, when she did the album retreat last year, she took it away for a weekend. She goes away with a group to an Airbnb and they just scrapbook all weekend long. And she took it away with her and she said, oh, it was kind of like the perfect project for me to have there because I could work on it and I didn't have to overly think about things, right? It was all set up and ready to go for her. So she just puttered her way through it and had the whole album done by the end of the weekend. Okay, I'm going to add my desk in here. I'm going to show you that I have not actually opened the box yet. And we're going to take a look at what is inside. Okay. We could need, oh, no. Okay, see, I have my handy dandy scissors so that we can open the box. But so during the 3-day virtual event, you'll create 10 scrapbooking layouts, spreads. So 2 double-page spread is a layout. So 10 of them. With a community that loves memory keeping. And is there ever a better place to hang out? I don't think so. You'll learn new techniques, interact on a personal level with fellow crafters and Stampin' Up! Staff. So the fun thing is when you're actually watching live, right? Each video has the discussion underneath so you can ask questions if something's unclear and somebody will answer your question. Also, it is all taught by Stampin' Up! Staff. So you get to hear their stories behind their layouts, the stories that are maybe about those photos. So it is kind of a super different interaction with the staff. Okay, so by purchasing the kit, that gets you into the retreat, right? So you purchase the kit. I think when we open it, we're going to find there's a little card that has our link to join the group. And look at that. Literally, it's so messy outside right now. You can see I haven't opened it because it's still got the dirt from the street. So I'm actually going to keep a little wet wipe handy so that when I pull the stuff out of the box, I can wipe down the surface before we put it down. Okay, so we will talk about the 10 spreads in a few minutes. I do have like the list of the additional supplies that I will talk about in a little bit, but let's open our box. And see, it's sealed. And I'll even flip it over. You can see it's still sealed at the bottom. So I'm not tricking you. I have not opened it. So let's open it up. Okay. So I am actually going to have to, I think, do something here. Okay. So we've got bubble wrap. You guys all know what bubble wrap looks like. So I can just put that off to the side. I'm actually going to pull it out, I think, but I'll go through the bags. I'm just going to pull it out so that I don't want it to get all dirty. So here we go. I'm just going to lift this out. I'm going to move my box out of the way. Whoop, and hit my camera, of course, right? All of the things. I'm just going to quickly wipe my glass mat down. Okay. And I'm just going to wipe my hands off because, you know. Okay. Here we go. Holy smokes. I did not realize that box was that dirty. Okay. So in your box, you get this letter. And it's in 4 different languages. But it just says, hello, we're excited to have you join us for our 3-day virtual album retreat starting April, not October, it's April 29th, 26th in North America, and like it's got the dates for self-specific. So there is a QR code right here to join the Facebook group. So it says to join, scan this QR code and enter the URL into the browser, then answer the membership questions. So I do believe the group will not be live yet, but you will be sitting in like a pending approval. And then once they make the group live, which I think was last year, like 10 days or a week before the event, we should close those scissors because that looks dangerous up in my top view. They'll just go through and approve all of those people sitting there. So typically what you will need though, on top of that QR code, because that will lead you to the Facebook group, but you'll need the order number that your order was on, and maybe the your name on the order if it appears differently on Facebook. You know, one of those funny things. But for sure, you do need your order number. Okay, so first, we have like the fun accessory little bag of stuff. So we will unbox that first. Okay, well, here we go. We'll start here. You've got your page protectors for your 10-page layouts. And for this album, your page protectors are important. There's a lot of interactive elements in this album retreat that you can do or not do, but there are interactive elements for it. I'm just going to put these off to the side because we don't need those just yet. I need to pick up my Post-it notes that I sent flying. Okay. And then, let's see. We don't need that. Okay. So, oh, that's great. I probably just wiped black all over my face. That's okay. So, this is the top bag. And we'll go through it all. and I will put it back in my bag after. Okay, so you get your photo placeholders. You can or don't have to use these. You can just add your actual photos in these sizes, or you can use them. You know, quite often on all of my artwork that you see, I do use the photo placeholders, and then I trim down my photos to have like the little white border there. So you can use them or not use them. That's totally up to you, but they are included. Okay, so this is a current product, the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. You get a full package of those. You get a package of 4x4 flip-flops. So there's 12 in here. Like I said, I was able to see the album live in Long Beach at On Stage, and it really is beautiful. I think that so often too, part of the problem with something like album retreat, right, is when you're looking at the photos, right, like, let's just see, like here, it doesn't really do the pages justice. It's no different than like anytime I create anything with you guys or for you guys. The difference between seeing it on camera or in a photograph and seeing it in real life is completely different. So I'm just saying, give it a chance. Anyway, we were at flip flops. We have linen thread. Okay, so then right now, this is the only way to get this brand new product we have coming. Demonstrators can't get it on pre-order. Nobody can get it except for through purchasing Album Retreat. So the funny thing is, if you purchase Album Retreat, you could have this before some demonstrators, right? So the secret is out. We are getting a new set of shimmer brushes. So this is the Golden Glow shimmer brush, and they are different than the old shimmer brushes that Close to My Heart had, and they're different than Wink of Stella. So they will be released in the 5 new in colors. And so, like I said, this is the first one. So this is Golden Glow. So there's 5 new in colors coming, right? And there'll be one for each. But that's the only way you can currently get this. Demonstrator, non-demonstrator. And then we are getting in May white gel pens. And it is a 2-pack. They're both the same, not to mention, like they're both 1.0 width. The word is just not coming to me, but they are both the same, but they do write very well. And there are a couple tricks which I'm sure that they're going to go over during Album Retreat. If not, I will talk about them when the product is live. Okay, so then there is an exclusive alpha for the event, because the album is this Album Retreat is called Happiness Is Here. So there's Happiness Is Here Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, right? So this looks like it fills in this, right? So lots of fun ways you could play with that. And like, really, who doesn't love a really good, strong alpha? And nice block letters, super clear and easy to read. Okay, so then these must be, I'm thinking also, 2 exclusive stamp sets. So Happiness Is Here 1 and Happiness Is in Here 2. Happiness Is Here 2. You will also notice that they are all in the new packaging with inserts for everything. So some decorative elements, some words. These are the days. Remember this for the record. Happiness is here. Oh, I really like that. You know, you guys know I'm a sucker for when they mix like a typescript with a typeset with a script. Some leaves, a flower, a star. Love this. A sun. Then there's, this would also, I'm assuming, fill in the sun, but you could also use it to stamp a circle. Making a Beautiful Life. Nothing better than this. A story. Enjoy. Take a note. There's a little heart. So write the two-step stamping. And then there's the star, right? The heart, the star, the circle, but also you could still use that on its own. And then I'm assuming the leaves coordinate. Okay, so that's the exclusive stamp sets. Okay, so that's one bag done. And then this is a bag of paper with warnings about not suffocating yourself. Okay, so this is also new paper coming in the next book. I don't actually technically know that this is actually like the format that it's going to be in. But some really pretty papers. These are all one-sided papers. And then these are like a cards. No, they're paper too. But they're all one-sided. And then so you can see they're obviously like a super fun mix of colors, right? And they're all one-sided. So it's a combination of like prints and cardstock. And then those are just white there at the end. Okay, so there's that paper pack. There's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so that's just, I should probably speed it up because that's just one of the paper packs. Okay, so I'll put this down to the bottom. Then our next little package here looks like journaling box on a cut apart sheet, right? So a tag and write some journaling boxes, picture perfect. These are also one-sided, but it tells you which project they all belong to. So I'm assuming we're going to cut these up and add them to the correct pile. Oh, and then this is the fun part. So they did this for the virtual card retreat too. I don't think they did 2 mixed patterns, but I could be wrong. I can't remember now. But so the paper is all, oh, and look, they're not, so for the card retreat, they were each all halves. You can see on, well, it's probably hard to see, but this piece underneath is not a true half. So part of it's printed on this side and part of it's printed on that side. And then on the back, it tells you which project it goes to. This will be extra, right? So project 1, project 6, project 6. This piece will be extra. Then when you flip this over, right, it's got your cut lines on it. Project 8 for these pieces, and then this is your extra. I'm like fascinated by this part of the process. And then it's got all this is the plaid, right? So this is like the plaid. Well, no, I think it's smaller plaid. I was going to say then the like made with sweetness, but I think that plaid is like a bigger plaid. But it's got your project numbers on the back. You have a little bit of extra. Oh, here, look, they've even done one that's like 3 different prints on one piece of paper, right? And then you still get some strips of extra. And then this one, same, it's printed on the back. Oh, this is a fun stripe. So, and then marked on the back. And then these are like cardstock weight. Same thing. The project number is all printed on the back. So you just cut it up. And so here too, right? So this is like true, and this is the light side. So they're able to print it on the same piece of paper. And then when you look at the back, it's got your project numbers, right? So you cut it up and put it in the right pile. So then there's some sheets of like cardstock weight. Super fun. So I think these are all going to be like cardstock stuff. So, but you kind of get the idea. Okay. So there's the second pack of paper. And like there's a lot of paper here. Okay. And then here is your last Ziploc bag. And in here is probably die cuts and any sort of stickers, right? So this is a sticker sheet. So there's like a scallop border here that looks like canvas, and then some blue scallops and like double printed scallops. So these are all stickers. Okay. And then these are going to look like nothing because they're the die cuts, right? So you probably can't see, but for example, these are the leaves, right? So they coordinate with our stamp set, right? So you'll be able to stamp the leaves and ink them in on pre-cut die cuts, and they all have their project numbers on them. So depending on how you work, you can punch these out. I don't typically do that. I wait till I'm about to assemble that layout. And these are actually also just a little bit easier, I find, to stamp on their full sheet than punching them out and then trying to stamp on them. Okay. So then these are all like die cuts. Oh, this is a super interesting. Oh, there. I thought it was all one piece. They're like banners. So they're each separate. It looks like a funky shape. But then there's some pockets, a journaling spot, some flowers and leaves, and more journaling lines here. Some leaves. So really, and then these are like, so they're two shapes. And super fun that they were able to like print the full sheet a color. Oh, and look at this. So you must use this as a template. So the full sheet gets used as a template for project 5. And then these are all the pieces for it. So there's two the same, and that one's starting to come out. So I'm not going to flip it over. I'm just going to put it to the bottom of my pile here. Some more big die cuts. Some word die cuts, right? And some titles for our projects. Some really pretty flowers. Those are beautiful. And then some more pieces. Here's a whole set of pockets for an interactive layout. So that's all the die cuts. So, see, I knew that was going to happen. Woo! And, right, it's good because they actually come out easily versus you're not ripping your pieces of paper, but they also don't come out like crazy easy either. So those are the only two pieces that came out of all of those. Okay, so last couple of things. I'm going to leave all this stuff here, right? So our stamps, then the shimmer brush, all these things. Okay, so I was just going to show you a little bit larger the 10 layouts. So this is layout number 1. This piece is interactive here, obviously. Happy days. Good times together. It looks like these will probably end up being interactive. I don't remember from seeing it which parts are actually interactive, and not all the pages are. And there's obviously options if you don't want to make it interactive, right? Here's layout number 3. Some really pretty tucked clusters of embellishments. Layout number 4, how sweet is that banner? And a cute little baby. This is 5, right? So these are the pieces that, so here you can see, right, that piece gets used with pieces behind it. And then here's the punched out pieces. So great use of the product. Here's layout number 6, Love This Life. And they try and make the titles and like the color combinations super generic so that you can use them on lots of different kind of layouts. So I think we're at 6 now, all the little things. Happiness is here, right? I love, I'm from the time where when you actually went to the school library, you had like the little library card that they stamped the date on. Not for very long, but I do really remember that. Okay, so 10, 9. I think this is 8 with the big heart, patchwork heart. Here's number 9, best day ever. Moments that matter. Stay golden. And then the last layout, layout number 10, smile. And we should all do that, right? So there you go. That is what is in the box. All those fun things. Okay, I was going to tell you there is a list of additional supplies that, like, lots of them would be just standard things that you would have already, right? Like your bone folder and your blocks and your paper trimmer, a piercing mat, right? An eraser, hole punch, like pencil sharpener, ruler, like all of those things. Obviously your adhesives, some blending brushes, journaling pens, one of the watercolor assortments. And then there are some ink colors. So obviously they're the coordinating ink colors for the album. So there's Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Garden Green, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. Obviously, if you have colors that are close, you could also use those. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. That's everything that was included in my album retreat box. And I'm super excited about, I was about to say about playing with it at the end of this month. We're not in April yet, but the event does happen live April 29th through May the 1st. So if you guys have any questions or things you want to ask me about album retreat, just add them to the comments below and I'll come back and get to you as soon as possible. Sometimes it does take me a little bit, but I do come back and answer the comments. And if you don't hear from me, please feel free to reach out. So I hope you guys all have an awesome day and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.